Hi. What I have here is my maybe $3 fly tying bench. I was supposed to, before the virus hit, teach a whole bunch of middle schoolers how to tie flies and fly fish, and they were going to integrate it into their curriculum. And one of the things I wanted to do was to be able to leave my fly tying equipment there. You know, I have about 15 regular metal vises, but I didn't want to, just leave those at that school because I teach other classes. So, so I tried to figure out what's a cheap way to be able to leave like a dozen vises at the school. And I mean, even at $30 a vice, you start talking, $300, $400, $500 just starting there. So I kind of played around. I looked on the internet, and I found something that kind of worked, and I took that and kind of messed with it a little bit, and I came up with this device. We're mostly going to be tying small flies. In fact, often we're going to just be using some safety pins here and tie some sort of decorative flies too. I think that's what really the problem. But we're mostly going to be fishing for bluegills, and I just wanted them to be able to tie some simple flies like that. So before I dropped all my hooks on the ground, so what this is, and I'm going to turn this down here so you can see what it really is I think if I get in front of this light here, there we go. What this is a fairly simple device. I was trying to figure out what I could use for this. I thought vice grips or what. And what I saw on the internet was you can buy these. I have a box of a dozen of them. They're basically, okay, I'm going to cut myself. They're basically these things, and I bought a dozen of them for, I think, $9. And I had a choice of all silver, or I figured I'd get some colored ones too. And pretty much what you do, again, is if you think about it, if I unscrew this top area here, there's a collet in there, and the blade comes out. So I just put the blade aside. I can use those. But what you end up with is a collet, and that collet perfectly, I mean, I can put a fairly big hook in it. This is this is like a 9 or something. And then you just basically tighten this thing up. Yep, here we go. And it'll tighten. Okay, can't do it that way. And you can tighten your fly up in here. See how easy that is? There we go. Okay. So here's kind of what I did. So here, we'll take this one out. And so what I did was I measured the size of the cutter. I think it was 5/8, I think. I forgot exactly what it was, but you have to check your own. 3/8 maybe. Yeah. And drilled a diagonal hole so it fit in there tight. And made some extra holes for the tools. And typically all they need is a tying thread, scissors, bobbin threader, and some kind of half hitch tool. And we unscrew this. Take out this one. Put on a new one. Stick that in there. that's kind of the drawback there. So this turns, and then once you got it the way you want it, and I cut this hole at about a 45-degree angle, so there's my thing. That's in there pretty tight. So now the kids can just quickly, let me bring this down to a flat area, quickly tie their string on. Maybe tie this on there pretty tight. Grab a couple legs. One leg. Then they could bring it up under here. And I use a straw as a 1/2-inch tool. And tie a few 1/2 inches under there. There you go. If this gets to be too, depending upon their desks, if they're too soft, I'll either put some kind of rubber or something underneath, or worst comes to worst, I could just get one of these. These are from Harbor Freight. They're about $2. And yeah, that thing's not going anywhere. So if I include this is $2. This was $1. And then the tools, I can get the tools, really it's just the scissor and the bobbin for a couple bucks. And there you go. So I'm about, oh, I'm stabbed. I'm about to make up a set of a dozen fly tying benches. There you go. So how's that? Pretty cool. See ya.